Welcome into Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and we are going to be running through the player sales from Barcelona today. In the UK, it was deadline day for all of those Premier League clubs. Business was being done, and we're going to be running through the deals that have affected Barcelona. We have offloaded 2 of our players, and we are going to discuss 3 more in this roundup. Let's do this. So I'm going to start, first of all, with the completed deals, which you guys no doubt will have heard about, and the first that I will discuss is Yerry Mina, who has officially now signed for Everton on a permanent deal in what will cost Everton €30.25 million with a potential of 1.5 million in additional add-ons. And we have also retained the option to buy Yerry Mina back at any given time. The fee is not really mentioned about that buyback, but it is included in that deal. And I think, to be honest, we've covered everything there. We've got a high transfer fee for a player that, remember, we only signed him back in January, just over 6 months ago. We've made nearly 20 million profit on him in that time, thanks mainly to that impressive World Cup that he had for Colombia. And overall, a big fee, somebody who is a non-EU who wouldn't have been able to be registered anyway in the coming season. And we also, if things work out really well for Mina, we do have that buyback option. So overall, very good business there from Barcelona. The best of luck to Yerry Mina at Everton. I'm sure, to be honest, that he will suit the Premier League. Then moving on to another man, yet another man who is going to be joining Everton this summer. Joining Lucas Digne and Yerry Mina at Everton next season will be Andre Gomes, who's made the move there, but his deal will be a loan deal and not a permanent one. He'll only be joining there on loan with no obligation to buy either. There's no sort of catch on there at the end that Everton have to pay to keep him permanently. It is simply a loan deal. Everton will pay €2.2 million to have him for the season, and Barcelona have also confirmed that Everton will be paying Andre Gomes' wages, which might just sound like a given, but often in these loan deals it doesn't always work out that way, and it is good to have that clarity. Gomes is in desperate need of some confidence. Right now he's actually injured for about another 1.5 months with an injury that he sustained in pre-season, but when he comes back from there, regular football in the Premier League, which again could suit him more, might be good for Gomes as his career goes on. So best of luck to him too. And then we do move on to Marlin Santos, and unfortunately for both Barcelona and the player himself, this is one that unfortunately did not work out in the end. And it was actually quite a strange transfer in many ways, because Newcastle United, who were very heavily linked with Marlon since a few days ago, they seemed to leave it very, very late actually to make an approach, try to reach an agreement, and then get this work permit done. And that's essentially where the deal broke down, because there was an agreement between Newcastle and Barcelona. The deal was progressing well, but when it got to that work permit, the entire deal fell apart. It couldn't be completed, and it was almost a mirror image really of what happened earlier on in the summer when West Ham were tracking Marlon. They were going to pay €15 million outright to buy him, but again, unable to get that work permit. He is a non-EU national, and again, somebody who for us couldn't be registered in the coming season. So we are still looking to sell Marlon. He still will definitely leave the club in the coming weeks, likely to a European club. He'll possibly go to Serie A, and it is going to be interesting where he does end up in this transfer window. Another one that didn't happen was Paco Alcacer, one that did not go through today and is unknown really whether it will go through in the remainder of the transfer market. But Barcelona have been repeatedly trying in these last few days to shift Paco Alcacer to any Premier League club, and they were in talks for quite a few days with Watford over a potential loan deal with an obligation to buy, and even as late as today they were still speaking with Watford about this transfer, but it didn't happen. It didn't materialise. Nothing could be finalised in the time remaining, and with the English window now slammed shut, it remains to be seen whether Paco Alcacer will do the same sort of thing as Marlon. Will he go to a European club? Will he look to stay in La Liga, maybe Valencia, go back to his old club or elsewhere? Or will he stay, try to fight for his place, and very, very limited minutes though is what he's likely to get if he stays at Barca. And the final player who it hasn't happened for yet, but he could end up still leaving the club unfortunately, is Sergi Samper, a player who is never going to leave for the Premier League. This is one that's going to go to a European club, but he is somebody that Barcelona are still thinking about loaning or selling as the weeks go on. Samper has been heavily linked with the move very recently in the Spanish media, and Serie A does seem to be that destination, with Sampdoria and Torino very interested in taking him on for the coming season. But with Gomes Gomes now gone in that sort of holding midfield role, we're not looking, all that blessed with options in that Busquets position. Samper for me would be somebody who can deputise, come in as a backup. Whether that will happen though, whether the club will keep him, give him a chance, that remains to be seen. Let's wait and see. And just finally guys, before I leave you, this is one for the Arsenal fans. We are going to discuss very, very briefly Ousmane Dembele. Did it happen? Did he end up moving to the Premier League? Of course he didn't. It was never, ever going to happen. As we'd said time and time and time again, there wasn't a single chance of Dembele leaving the club this summer. The Frenchman remains at Barca, where he will be for the coming season in what is expected to be a massive, massive campaign for the young winger. So that is basically all on the front of player sales, guys. Please leave your thoughts down below on the deals that we have managed to complete. Outgoings with Mina and Andre Gomes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with more videos. I will see you then. Thank you for joining me. But until next time, as always, Vasca el Barça.